I like starting off my lives like this. I think I'm gonna make it a habit. I think it really helps me ground myself, and it brings me on to the subject that I want to discuss today. I've been seeing this quote a lot recently. I think about 3 or 4 times I've heard it from different places, different sources. And it's really stuck out to me. To be honest, whenever I really like a quote, I end up thinking that I want to get it tattooed on my body somewhere that so that I can remember it, you know. Um, the quote is, "Be still and know that I am God." I have never heard this quote before until recently, and it just makes so much sense. And I want to break it down today and kind of give my perspective on it because one of the ways in which I came across this, the first way, well, my sister was explaining something to me. She was explaining the theory of something she had learned from this lady called Mia. So Mia, I had been introduced to her previously through my sister. She makes videos on TikTok, and let me just show you her so you can just because I know I'd want to know as well. So let me just get her Patreon up. You can see her. So I think her Patreon is called The Most High. Um, let me show you a picture of her. This is her. Hey Vinay, good to see you too. But yeah, that's Mia, and she talks about something. She spoke about a subject called the bridge between God and matter, the nervous system. And thank you, Vinay. I'm gonna be speaking for a bit, so I won't be able to respond to your comments that promptly, but let it land. It's something that's definitely gonna help you because it's something that has definitely helped me, and I only just learned about this 2 days ago. So, the thing that Mia stresses is embodiment. You cannot succeed until you embody, right? We can sit and we can read tons and tons of books. We can watch tons and tons of videos and listen to podcasts. But how well that piece of information helps us depends on how much we embody. To take that into our being and because when it does that, it becomes wisdom, it becomes experiential. And what's the point of learning something if you can't apply it in your life? In Sikhism they say something along the lines of you just keep piling on information, like you keep reading and you keep reading the Bani, but you're not applying any of it. So the application, the embodiment is everything. And this brings us back to the importance of the body, right? I always speak about the intelligence of the body. But what we're going to be exploring today is the nervous system. She says that the nervous system, right? The bridge between God and matter is the nervous system. Because the nervous system needs to be calm and it needs to be regulated for you to know God. That's the only way you can know God, by being still. That's why the quote, "Be still and know that I am God," is so important. It really requires us to sit and contemplate what it means. What does it mean to be still? Does it mean just to sit still and to still be overthinking and think that you can know God? Why does it not say go to a temple and you will know God? Why was it not go to a priest or a shaman or take some psychedelics and then you will know God? Why is it not saying sing some hymns or read the Bible or something and then you will know God? Because it alludes to the nature of God. The nature of God is stillness, it is quietness, and we have that naturally within us. It is always there. There is always a safe, quiet, still place within you that you can go to, but you just have been so separated from that because society teaches you anything but be still, right? It's saying, come here, come here. It's constantly trying to seduce you. Listen to me, eat me, touch me, feel me. When does society ever tell you just sit and be still? Be in a state where you don't need anything, where you have no expectations, where there are no judgments, there are no opinions. That is where you find God. Because like I said, our true nature, beyond matter, beyond this physical 3D reality, beyond this character that we are embodying, is in silence. It's in stillness. We are nothing, yet we are everything at the same time. We are an emanation of God. We are like a projector, okay? So envision consciousness, right? Because that's what we consist of, right? Consciousness. So consciousness is like, let's pretend this is a cinema. Just, shall I rub this out? Okay. Imagine this whiteboard. I'll just do it this way, okay? This whiteboard is a cinema screen, right? There are projections on this cinema screen. You can see a movie playing out. Let's say it's the movie of your own life. Let's say it's the movie of my life, the life of Priya. You can see the life of Priya. You know, she's growing up. You can see her with her parents. You can see her high school experience. You can see her recent experience. You can see her day to day. Let's say Priya is really insecure. Okay, Priya's insecure. And you can see Priya. You're like, whoa, Priya, why are you being so insecure? Why do you keep worrying about things that you don't need to worry about? Just chill, relax, you're good. You're valuable, you know, you're worthy. She doesn't see this, right? But me in the movie, I think it's real. I think this is a real movie. I think that I am bound by the rules of the movie. But I don't understand that I am just watching the movie. I am you, the observer of the movie. So I am the actor in the movie, but I'm also the observer in the movie. The more that we can, you know, constantly become the witness and the observer of our own movie, the more in touch you are with God. I don't even know what word I could explain to show you what life would be like when you just live from that identity. You live from the infinite, not from the temporary story. This experience here on earth that you are having is temporary. It is not real. This is not your true form. This is not who you are. You're not just some measly human being on a ball of rock that's spinning in the middle of space, ever expanding space, and all you're here to do is, I hope I didn't get that on me. You know, all you're here to do is go through school, get a job, get a mortgage, get married, maybe get a dog, and then die. That is definitely not what you're here to do, okay? This is a script that you've been sold, but you don't have to follow that script. You see, Priya in the movie of Priya thinks she has to follow that script because it's been shown to her. Her parents have shown her, her teachers have shown her, society shows her, everybody else is following the same script. So why would Priya do any different? Unless she wakes up and she realizes this is all a dream, right? We're all in a dream, but we don't know we're dreaming. So the way to be in that awareness, right? To be in that constant awareness of being the witness, of being conscious in life, right? This whole thing about awakening, people have had a spiritual awakening, enlightenment. What is this? Why do people rave on about it? What's so important about it? Why can't we just be normal? Why can't we just go on about our daily lives following the script that we've been given? It's because you're not actually meant to follow that script. You have, to be honest, you have free will, okay? You can follow whatever script you want. But I believe that to some extent this life is about awakening, about taking our consciousness and expanding it, bringing everything into the light, out of the darkness, right? That's what a guru is. Guru is a teacher, a way shower, and Ru is dark. So is it? Yeah, I think so. Or it could be the other way around. So a guru is someone that brings you out of the darkness. Places men used to die for in the war. Oh my god, that's funny. You're popping daily. Thank you. Yeah, I am. Faces. Nice. Yeah, Louise. Enjoy it because I'm gonna be busy for the next week. So, yeah. So, your nervous system is your body, right? Your consciousness, your body is an appearance in consciousness. Okay, so let me just literally rub this out. I don't know why I'm being lazy. Um, so you experience life through your body. So your body is important, okay, but it's not really important that, oh my god, I have to overthink about it, I have to make it look a certain way, blah 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 blah. No, but it's important in terms of what feelings and emotions and states do you allow your body to get into. Okay, these states that you allow your body to get into dictate what you attract into your life. In fact, let me get more accurate with it, okay? Every desire that stabilizes in your life, every timeline you enter is dictated by your nervous system. Louise, you have your exams, you'll be fine. There's no need to be scared. There's nothing to fear. What's the worst that can happen? I am Indian, yes. Priya is Indian, yes. And thank you, Adam. See, I'm learning to receive and to sit with it, you know, to sit with every feeling. So that's what I want to talk about today. Regulating your nervous system is muy important, okay? And, vale? The reason why it is really important is because, like I said, you choose timelines depending on how you feel. I live in England. Ethnicity wise, I'm not, nationality wise, I'm not actually British. I'm in England, never thought I could be lost in them. And them Indian eyes, okay. Thank you, Chad. I didn't know that either. Now we both know. Life contains timelines, okay? Timelines are like a radio station. Think about TV. A TV has loads of different TV programs, right? For example, in England, we have BBC, BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5, right? All of these exist simultaneously. All of these channels, these TV channels, they have different shows going on. There are different stories being told. There are different characters having different experiences. They all exist simultaneously, but you have a remote, right? You get to pick what story you want to give your attention to and what story you don't want to give your attention to. Life is like that. The feelings and the emotions that you choose to either stay in or not stay in are the TV remote to your life. You choose timelines based on how you feel. You choose timelines based on your nervous system. Yeah, and every desire that stabilizes in your life is based on your nervous system. So think about it this way, okay? People who win the lottery, right? Why do they find it so difficult to sustain their wealth? Because what you'll find is increasingly so, there are more and more, I don't know if there is more and more, but a lot of people who tend to be from a lower class, right? They come into a large amount of money and usually they cannot hold on to it. In fact, it works out to their demise. They're worse off when they have that money. They get into debt, they get bankrupt. Why is that? It's because their nervous system doesn't have the capacity to hold that new vibration. Because we run away from certain feelings and we run towards certain feelings, right? But what does it say in the Bani? That you should treat all joy and all sorrow in the same way. Be still and know that I am God. I was born in Punjab, which is the north. I've seen they're not that interesting. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, no? She could be a big actor. Oh god, I don't know. To be honest, I think that could have been one of my like one of those repressed desires that you have, because I do like to act a little bit, even though I've never fully gone into it. I don't know. I digress. So yes, the thing is that you attract into your life are directly correlated to how calm your nervous system is, how regulated your nervous system is. I mentioned this yesterday. I used to be friends with a billionaire. He was the calmest person I have ever met in my entire life. He did not show any emotional reaction to anything. I genuinely thought he was a psychopath. I would look at him and be so disturbed and be like, why are you so calm? Why do you not get really excited at things? Why do you not get upset when you see certain things? But he was just so still, and he felt so safe in his body. Because that's the thing, wealth, for example. When we talk about wealth, who does wealth come to? Wealth comes and stays with people who are comfortable with wealth. You can get wealth, right? You can get onto a timeline where you're wealthy. You can maintain that timeline. But how comfortable you feel in that timeline is dictated by your nervous system. How do you feel when someone asks you for money? How do you feel when someone is really nice to you and you're not used to it? How do you feel when someone praises you and you're not used to it? Do you freak out? I've seen a lot of videos where, like, there was this lady, for example, she was talking about how she has her own business, right? And, sorry, let me lose these comments. Try some audition. Maybe more calm and more sharp, but the better quality of life. Yes, exactly, Chad. If I make a movie, I'd give it all of my sister. Okay, why? Chad, she probably is just mending, I bet. So, okay. I lost my the nervous system. Yeah. So this lady, she had her own business. She was a YouTuber, right? And she did some sort of coaching. And she said one of the months she made 50K. And rather than being happy, she freaked out. Her body could not handle it. Her nervous system could not handle it, because our nervous system can only handle things that it's used to handling. It relies upon consistency of you sitting with feelings. So when you can train your body to sit with every type of feeling, you can sit with bliss in the same way that you sit with agony and pain. You are expanding your ability to cope and to regulate, right, these emotions. And then once you give it attention, let's say I'm in agony, let's say someone cheated on me, okay, and I'm really, really sad. If I can allow myself to feel that sadness, to truly feel that sadness, to just be in it, right, and I can tell myself, okay, I feel it. I feel like my heart is breaking. I feel my lungs are feeling really tight. My body feels restricted. This is just activating me. This is just activating me. If you can do this and you can sit in it, right? Your body and your nervous system will feel safe. It will be like, whoa, okay, we can sit in it and we're not dying. Because that's what happens to the nervous system. It feels like it's going to die. This is, for example, why, let's say people who are public speakers, there are many people who started out with public speaking and they would freak out. They would shake. They would, just be really, really nervous. And how did they become such great public speakers? Consistency. They expose their nervous system to these feelings of, nervousness and almost like a breakdown, and they stayed with it. They exposed themselves to it again and again and again. And that is how they move themselves onto a timeline where they don't experience that anymore. Because a feeling wants attention. Okay, it just wants attention. If you can give it attention when you're having that emotion, then it won't want attention later on. When you're sitting there thinking, all right, I have to purge this shit now, I have to cleanse myself, let me go to a therapist, let me go to a psychiatrist, let me get a coach, you know? Hi, I'm Godly, welcome. You see? Never got so interested in disciplining my nervous system. Yeah, honestly, Chad, me neither. The nervous system is incredibly powerful. It is the subconscious mind, you know? When you can regulate how you feel, you can dictate the kind of decisions you make. You dictate the things that come into your life. Yeah, pretty freaked out when she got a I don't freak out when I get a compliment. Maybe I did when I was younger. Oh my god, I remember the first time this boy that I really liked told me I was beautiful. I was like, what? You know? But now, and even still, like when I was dependent upon people validating me, I would get really excited when they would compliment me. But now, when someone compliments me, it's sweet, but it's not something that I'm going crazy over. I think meditation is the best tool I've known for calming down. It is. It's sitting with it, you know? Meditation is amazing. But the thing is, what you can do is, to be honest, when you meditate and you get in, you practice and you exercise that meditation muscle, the effects of that carry on over and into the rest of your life, which means that you're calmer in all situations, right? Chad, I'm sure you're familiar with this. Something happens outside of you and people are freaking out and you're just calm. You know how powerful you are? You know what they say, the most powerful person in the room is the calmest person. That's the truth. Now, you don't freak out now to compliments now because your body responds to it calmly now. Yes, exactly. The body responds calmly to it. The body appreciates it, but the body isn't like, oh my god, I've never seen this before. I've never had this before. Which is leading to a side tangent. Okay, so there was this Indian man, right? This older Indian man that made a video. And he was speaking in Punjabi, right? So he's living in India, I assume, maybe. I don't know. But he said, you know, men, I need you to compliment your daughters. I need you to tell them that they're beautiful. Because if she hears that she's beautiful at home, when she hears it out on the street and a man is hollering at her, right? And he's maybe shouting some vulgarity at her, she's not going to be impressed by that. Because at home, her father is saying, darling, you look so beautiful. You look radiant. You look like a goddess. But when she doesn't get that at home, when she receives, what are you wearing? You look like a, you look like a slut. What? It's too this, it's too that. Cover up, do this. You look awful. Who are you trying to be? Then that girl is going to respond and, to the men on the street catcalling her, telling her she looks like a fine piece of ass, right? And it just really stuck out to me because it made sense, because I feel like when I was younger, I don't think my father has ever said anything along the lines of, you're beautiful. No, nothing ever like that. You look good, you look nice, I love this outfit, nothing like that. And that meant that I was heavily dependent on validation outside of me because I didn't receive it at home, right? Because your caretakers are your primary caretakers. And when they can't give you that, then of course you're going to search for that thing outside of you, because it's natural to want to feel beautiful, to feel affirmed. But also, if you didn't get that when you were younger, when you grow up, it's also your duty to understand, okay, I can now give that to myself. because otherwise you're going to be falling for any Tom, Dick, and Harry who's telling you you're beautiful, you know, and you'll stay and you'll put up with shit just because they validated you a little bit, and it's such a small thing. Hey VJ, where am I from? I'm from England. Do I know Punjabi? Yes, I speak Punjabi. Do you know Punjabi? And you're loving this conversation. I'm glad. Me too. When we dream, we live in that dream. Love that. Very true. Hello, Ore Priya. Meditation is like dreaming and knowing what your soul wants to say to you. Wow. Is Khalistan concept real in Punjab? I think so. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't really get into politics. I stay in my own world, you know. I try not to veer off into the external world as much. My internal world is really, really important to me, so I protect that. Protecting your energy. Like I had a client yesterday and he said something to me, you know, along the lines of what we're talking about the nervous system. He said, Priya, how do I deal with people being rude to me? And I said, okay, people are being rude to you. Like, is this happening often? And he said, yeah, not often, but sometimes, which was really interesting, you know, to experience that sometimes, because I don't really experience that. I don't experience people being rude to me. It's a rare occasion that people are rude to me. I mean, maybe sometimes on a live, but they're not really rude. They're just, I wouldn't really class it as rudeness. They're just stating their opinion. But yeah, it was interesting that he said that. So I said, okay, so it's happening more than once, okay? And then, you know, I said, how do you feel? Like, how do you react in that moment? And then what he said to me was that he handles it mentally. So when you have emotions, when you feel certain emotions, you're meant to deal with them psychosomatically, right? They have to be dealt with in the body. They have to be acknowledged. They have to be felt. You can't feel a feeling in your mind. It beats the purpose. Like it's beyond the point. You can't do that. It's not possible. So when you feel something, you need to give yourself permission to be in it and to feel it, right? And to just hi Harim, just label it, like say, okay, I'm feeling tightness in my chest, my heart feels like this, and this is activation. And when you feel good, when you feel warmth and ease, just say, this is what safety feels like. Just take a moment here and then and just say, this is what safety feels like. And constantly be regulating that nervous system, calming yourself down. Because, like I said, your nervous system dictates everything you experience in your life. His nervous system was in chaos. That's why he kept attracting people who were being rude to him. You know why? Because later on he asked me, he said, can I ask you a question? And I said, of course. And he said, do you believe that the world is full of, like, do you think people are getting more rude and bitter? And I was like, this makes so much sense. No wonder you keep attracting people into your life that are being rude to you, because your belief about life, about the world, is that people are rude. That's what your nervous system is primed for. Your nervous system is in a state of chaos, in a state of getting defensive. So you attract that into your life. I said, look, when someone is rude to you again, I want you to sit with the feeling. I don't want you to think in your mind, oh, they shouldn't have spoken to me like that. I don't want you to just deal with it in the mind, okay? I don't want you to suppress it. I want you to sit with it and feel it. And then it will go, because when you give it attention in that moment, it disappears. Let me just look at the comments. I'm from Haryana to Haryanvi, all of them. Okay, Punjabi. It's good to be in your own world, Priya. It is. We dream what our soul stored from what we saw and heard. I would love to hear that Punjabi accent. Punjabi ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਮੈਂ English ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ Punjabi accent ਲਿਆਵਾਂ, ਦੱਸੋ ਮੈਨੂੰ। ਚੈਟ ਜੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ੀਆਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਫੋਟੋ ਤਾਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ, ਵੈਸੇ ਹੈ ਛੋਟੀ ਛੋਟੀ ਜੀ, ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਨਾ। People were rude to me all the time, but once I stopped giving a shit about it and work on myself, now people respect me. See, exactly. What I said to him was, don't look outside of you, bring it back to you. Someone's being rude to you, okay, why? What in you is attracting that? We are not victims, okay? Hear me speak. If I sit here and let's pretend I'm him, okay, and I'm like, oh my god, why is everybody so rude to me? I feel like that's all I experience. I go here, strangers are rude to me, my friends are rude to me, even my sister's being rude to me. Why? Why can't they just stop being rude to me? What's wrong with them? Why is everybody so weird? That's being a victim, right? That's feeling like things are happening to you. But now watch. Oh, okay, you know, my sister was rude to me. My friends were rude to me. And that stranger in the shop was rude to me. What energy am I giving off that's making people be rude to me? Maybe I need to sit down with myself and really think about it. Really contemplate what I'm experiencing and what I'm attracting. And I can see the effect, which is people are being rude to me. Now, can I discern the cause of it? Maybe it's me. Can I take accountability for this? It's my responsibility. You see? And that is someone who's powerful versus someone who's in a victim mode. Someone who's powerless. Welcome, Priya Rani fan number 2. Yes, resetting a nervous system. When you stop reacting, you gain power from that personal situation. Exactly. You maintain the power. You choose not to give your energy away. What it reminds me of is it reminds me of reality transurfing. Is it? Wait. Yeah, okay. There's a book called Reality Transurfing. I don't know if you guys have read it. Hi, Nathan. So in reality transurfing, there's a concept called pendulums, okay? A pendulum looks like this, right? I think it is. It's like balls, right? Is it? I think so. Let me just search. I think it is. Otherwise, this whole time I've been... Yeah, I believe it is. Pendulum images. Yeah, it is. Trust yourself, Priya. You got this. You got this, baby girl. Okay. Or maybe one can be like... Okay. So, this is a pendulum, okay? Right? The ball things that you hit and they keep... When you keep reacting to life, when you react to things, when you react to joy, if you're happy, what do? Can you sit with the joy? Or do you just say, oh my god, I quickly need to go on my phone and text someone and tell them that, oh my god, this great thing is happening. I need to show everybody. I need to share it on Facebook. I need to share it here. I need to share it here. I need to go scream about it. Then you're activating the pendulum. When you are feeling sad, can you sit with it? Or do you try to distract yourself? Do you reach for a glass of wine? Do you reach for a cigarette? Do you reach for food? Do you reach for the TV remote? Do you reach for music? Can you sit with it? How often do you sit with it? Because it's an energy system. Whether you react positively and you're happy and you want to go tell people, or whether you react in a way where you're trying to subdue and suppress the pain, you are reacting. Reacting is the problem. You need to sit with it. You need to get your nervous system comfortable with feeling different types of emotions. Am I Indian? Yes, I am Indian. Oh, you got a subscriber. Whoa! I appreciate you. What is a pendulum? This is a pendulum. I got that Jatti accent, huh? Thanks. Priya. That's not a pendulum, it's a polychord. Is it? I googled what it is a pendulum. Where am I from? Your English is really good. Thank you. I live in England. It's It's really confusing to tell people, but yeah, I'm Indian. I live in England. Thank you, Vinay, for that reminder. You just joined. Welcome, Zamo. She's not exact. I'm godly. You're actually hilarious. Do I speak Hindi? I speak Hindi. The flight or fright response. Flight or fight. Oh, fight or flight. I've never heard of the fright response. I've got competitors now. The purpose of this stream, I've been talking about the importance of regulating your nervous system and how your nervous system represents the bridge between God and matter. How your nervous system is responsible for everything that happens in your life, all the situations that you experience. Are people being rude to you? Do people respect you? How much money you make? Are you in a loving relationship? How healthy do you feel? How happy do you feel? How peaceful do you feel? All of these things are dictated by your nervous system. When we can treat emotions such as bliss and sorrow in the same way, we come out of this cause and effect where we just reside in blissfulness. If you think of an enlightened being, what do you think of them? You see that they're really calm. They're not affected by things like us normal human beings, you know? They are living in bliss all the time. And that is possible for us by learning how to regulate your nervous system, by staying calm in every situation, by not reacting. Reaction is karma unfolding. Yes, when you have time to think, you are actually creating more karma if you make decisions based on limited ego. I love that. Thank you, Vebhav. I don't understand Hindi. Isn't like written Hindi? He's talking about autonomic nervous system. Okay, fight or flight. Yes, flight or fight. You don't need to apologize, sorry. I'm just trying to have some food with some education. Okay, by chance, can you speak Telugu? I cannot speak Telugu, not yet. Sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, that's a fight or flight system, yes. Do you stream daily? I tend to, but I'm gonna be busy all next week, so I won't be able to. But after that, I will be. God. She's referring to inner nervous system. No, I'm Punjabi. मैं पागल हूँ. Happy? I'm godly is on it. Gosh, where do you obtain your sources of information? Okay, so the information about the nervous system that I'm discussing currently is information from this lady that I have on Patreon. Her name is Mia, and she's been talking about this. And it just makes so much sense to me. I had to make notes because I had to tell everybody about it, okay? Because it's something I did myself. So last night, I was having a difficult conversation with someone, okay? And it usually what I realized was that when I have difficult conversations, I'm scared. I'm scared to feel a certain way, right? That's why it's difficult for us to express the truth and be honest at times, because we know that uncomfortable feelings will come with this, right? And the more you push yourself out of the comfort zone, the more you expose yourself to discomfort, the more confident you get, the more competent you get. So what did I do yesterday? I was having a difficult moment, and I said, okay, I'm not gonna continue this conversation. I ended the conversation and I just sat with myself and I allowed myself to feel everything I was feeling. Everything. Rather than running away from it, sit with it. Feel it. Immerse yourself in it. Drown yourself in the agony, the grief. Why is it that when someone dies, they say that you need to grieve? Because are you aware of the fact that if they don't grieve in their own way, that becomes a problem? For example, it brings me back to trauma. There's this book, right? Walking with the Tiger. In there, Walking with the Tiger, Dealing with Trauma. So in there, Peter Levine, that's his name, the author, he spoke about a story. He said there was a group of school children who were kidnapped. They were kidnapped and they were, I'm just trying to remember it as well as I can. They were kidnapped and then they were put in this underground bunker type thing, okay? And all the kids reacted differently, right? Some of the kids went into shock. They weren't doing anything. They were just shutting down, shocked still. And there were some other kids who were feeling the pain and the trauma of, and the fear of it, and then they were acting upon it. So one of the kids realized that there was a way that they could get out, right? There was a hole that he had created that they could get out. So then he's telling all the kids, come on, we can escape, we can escape. Some of the kids that were in shock state, right? They were in freeze state. When we talk about fight or flight, there's also freeze. They were in freeze state. They couldn't move. He had to push them out. And what he saw was that the effects of that experience later on, years on, in those children was different. The kid who decided to have a fight response, a fight-flight response, right? He was like, I'm going to do something, we're going to move, I'm going to take this energy and I'm going to express it in a way in which we can escape. He didn't experience PTSD or negative, consequences of that traumatic experience because he dealt with that energy. He expressed it, he felt it, and he did something about it. The kids who were in freeze mode, they froze the emotions within their body. They suppressed them. They just took them, right? And it's the energy of a tornado. And because that's what you feel when you're having a traumatic experience. It's the amount of energy that is in a tornado that you take and you lock into your body. They experienced PTSD. They didn't recover from that traumatic experience. You see how important it is? And I bet they had troubling relationships. They had troubles with wealth. They had troubles with their mental well-being. All because they didn't know how to regulate their nervous system. They didn't know how to express what they're feeling. Talking to your crush is one of the biggest tests of your nervous system. It is, right? I mean, there's this thing, right, where they say that your person A, when you're not having a crush on someone or you don't fancy someone or you're not in love with someone, and then your person B, when you are in love with someone. Because, I mean, I guess now it makes sense. It comes down to how regulated your nervous system is, right? Someone can be super successful in their life, right? They can be a CEO, they can be healthy, happy, whatever. And when they get into a relationship, they can completely freak out. Why? Because what you attract is based on what your nervous system feels comfortable with. This is why, for example, women and men who have had troublesome childhoods, right, where they didn't experience love, authentic love, and they didn't get the attention and the validation they needed from a partner when they were younger, they have trouble keeping that in their lives when they're older. That is why you will attract a partner who mirrors you. That is why people who have an avoidant attachment style will continue to draw in people who have an anxious attachment style. It's a loop. You get stuck in the loop until you are willing to sit with what you are feeling. Only then will the timeline change. Vijay, you want to talk about something else, but why? I like this. It's interesting. It's something that is having an impact on my life currently, and I think it's something that if we can all get a grasp on, it will change your lives. Not only change your lives as in you'll be happier, healthier, wealthier, but change your lives as in you'll be better behaved with people. We'll have a better community if everybody has a regulated nervous system. People who go to prison, they tend to be incredibly intelligent, right? They have an incredibly high IQ, most of them. Why are they in prison then? They're in prison because they probably don't have a regulated nervous system. Having a regulated nervous system is synonymous with emotional intelligence. It's the ability to be able to sit with your feelings, to be able to express them, to be able to feel them, to know that they're temporary. Because what I realized last night was, Priya, it's not that scary. Life is not that scary. The thing that you were scared about for the most was feeling certain feelings, feeling discomfort. But if I can sit here and intentionally go into the pain, go into the pain, go into the pain. Try to expand it, for God's sake. You know, make it bigger. Then what's there to fear in life? What's your routine for mental health? Okay, well, like, for example, this, right? This is something that will help your mental health, because how you regulated your nervous system will impact your mind. Everything is interlinked, right? The more relaxed your body is, the more relaxed your mind is. The more relaxed your mind is, the more your body is. So regulating your nervous system, exercising, movement is key. Sunshine, being obedient to nature, meditating is a big one. They say Dhyan yoga is the only yoga with which you can burn karma of thousands of lifetimes in one. Because when you sit idle, your nervous system towards every shit sort of lifetime always handle. Without any life situation, your nervous system is triggered. It's so true. It's so true. Thank you, Bebov. It's true. That's why meditation is something that is so incredibly important. As important as breathing, I'd say. But the thing is, I say that, but then I also understand that there are different ways to self-realization, because that is what meditation helps. It helps you self-realize, right? And you can do that through self-inquiry, for example. Because when you understand the nature of life, the nature of God, who is God? What is God? Does God feel emotions? Does God feel happy? Does God feel sad? Does God feel poor? Does God feel rich? Does God age? No. So who is this I that says I feel happy? If I sit here and I tell you, oh guys, I feel really happy today. I did this and I did this and I did this. If I was to do self-inquiry, I would say, who is this I? Who's this I that feels really happy? Is it Priya, the finite story, or is it the infinite? Because the infinite doesn't feel anything. So you see, exactly, there is no I. You get to the point where you realize there is no I, there is nothingness. So we're not trying to feel happy. We're not trying to hold on to the feelings of feeling happy all the time. We're not trying to hold on to the feelings of, or like suppress the feelings of sorrow, because we understand that they're temporary, that they're not actually me. I'm not my emotions. I'm not my body. I'm not my mind. See you, Michael. Thank you for joining. Do I really meditate? Why do you sound very surprised at that? I try to meditate daily, as much as I can. The thing is, look, meditation isn't just sit down and meditate. Meditation is awareness, right? And it's not just, I don't want to isolate meditation to my meditative practice. I want to have that power and that have that ability and carry it through to the rest of my day. So then I'm constantly aware, right? I'm conscious. When I'm conscious, I can make better decisions. Does nervous system play any role in remembering things? Thank you for that question, Praveen. Does nervous system play any role in remembering things? Yes, it does. So, okay. Let's say, for example, the story that I told, right? I told a story about these school kids that were kidnapped. They were put in an underground bunker. Some of them went into shock state, into freeze state. Some of them were like, okay, we need to figure out how to get out. The kids that try to figure out how to get out, they didn't have PTSD. So PTSD is where your nervous system is dysregulated. It has that memory of that trauma in its body. It's holding on to it, right? It's stored, it's lodged in there. So the kids who were in freeze state, it was lodged into them. This traumatic experience was lodged into their nervous system. So next time they see a man or woman who looks like the person who kidnapped them when they were 5 years old or 6 years old, they'll freak out. They get this is why you get triggered. This is what triggering is. Triggering is your nervous system bringing up a memory that you had that you have suppressed. an emotion that you had, that you have suppressed, that you didn't give attention to. And now it's asking to be seen. It's asking for your attention. It wants to be felt. Feel it, and then you heal it. You let it go, and then you won't experience that. Some people, they experience people cheating on them over and over again, right? And they say, why do I keep attracting the same type of partners? Why do all my partners cheat on me? Why do all my partners treat me like shit? Why do I only earn a certain amount of money? Why do I only ever get a certain type of job? It's because your nervous system is stuck. Your nervous system only feels comfortable at that level. It freaks out when you earn more than you're used to. It freaks out when you attract a partner that is loving. It freaks out when you get a job that's different to anything you've ever had before, right? We're always running to familiarity. But when you can make every emotion, every feeling familiar, and you're like, you know what, I'm not scared. I'm going to sit with it, okay? We're not escaping this. We're going to face this. We're going to feel the fear. We're going to look in the direction of this danger. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like danger. And we're just going to go with it. Then you start to trust yourself. You start to release. It's really complex to comprehend, right? How one become many. I mean, that's the only thing which isn't logical. After the one event, everything in the universe is logical. Wow. It's true, but it's almost like it's a projection, right? Like when you have a projector, when you go to the cinema, so many images are being projected. There are so many characters. There's only one projector. That's life, right? That's the way I like to think of it. Meeting you has opened my mind a lot. I'm glad, Vijay. Thank you for being open to transformation. That within itself is indicative of super high intelligence. Try meditation before gym, clean reps till failure guaranteed. Geez, wow. I do, I do that. So I habit stack. So I'll meditate and then I'll work out. And you're right. You're more in your body. You're more relaxed. I like to do yoga once I've meditated, or like go for a walk or something. Michael, I think that you have a relationship with God. I think that you have a relationship with God when you have no one else to talk to and love, and He speaks to you and He understands you. Oh, I love that. Hi, good evening, Glindy. Are you talking about shadow? Yeah, am I talking about shadow? Yeah, you could also label it as a shadow, right? Because it's something that is suppressed within you. When you're wait, sorry, what did Chad say? When you're kidnapped. Oh, okay. But fear and triggers are good up until a point. Like picture this in your nervous system, so like freak out. Hello from Pamir. Hello from Priya. See, so with triggers, right? We run away from them. We think, oh my god, why am I running away from triggers? Like I need to run away from them. I don't want to feel this. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. Let me explain. I mean, I'm sure you guys know what trigger is. I'm not trying to be condescending. But yeah, a trigger. Let me give you an example. I love examples. Let me yeah, I do gotta read it line-wise. Sorry, I didn't see it. I don't know why. But okay. So a trigger could look like I said, like the child seeing someone now as an adult, seeing someone who looked like the kidnapper and freaking out. And it doesn't make logical sense. Why am I freaking out? I'm safe. Clearly this person isn't my kidnapper, But that's the thing. It doesn't make logical sense. It just comes out of you. And the thing is, we try to suppress the trigger again. The body wants you to deal with things and you refuse. You keep putting it away. You're like, oh, I need a drink now. Or like whatever it is that you do to escape this. And then the pattern continues. Did anyone ever tell you that you're a beautiful person? Michael, thank you so much. Thank you. That is really sweet of you to say. I'm godly. Interesting. There are 50 million of me in Pakistan. Are there? There are more prayers? Jeez, okay. Technically, there is only one of everyone, right? Do I believe in God? I do believe in God. But maybe not the way that we're taught that God is. God isn't a being. God is everything and nothing at the same time. I can go into it a little bit if you'd like. Let me know if you would like. I feel like I go into it quite a lot, and it can be quite confusing to some people to you guys are sweet. You guys are really sweet. Okay, you want me to go into God? Okay, so yeah, there is oneness that exists. God is everything. Okay. See, what you realize is that it's okay. Like I said, I spoke about the screen, right? The cinema screen. You go to watch a movie, there are images being displayed of a pendulum, of people. Okay, let me draw some people. Pendulum, we gotta go, honey. Chalo, chalo. Chalo. See? Everything is so temporary. That's life. We're here, then we're gone. Again. Okay, look. This, I don't know what this is, but okay. Ooh, okay. You're at the cinema. You see a man and a woman. Boom. You're watching their life story, right? You think this is real. You know, when you watch a movie, you get so lost in it. You lose a sense of being, of the sense of self disappears. You begin to take on the emotions. You become the character. You feel their pain. You feel sad. You cry when. And you're just watching a movie. Why do you feel these things? You feel it because it feels real to you. That is what life is like. But it's coming from a projector, right? There's a projector. There's a single projector. There's one projector projecting these different images, these different things, these different people. And that is what life is like. It's a cute drawing. Thank you. I tried. Doesn't even look like hair. It looks like a crown. He's a king. He's a king. Okay. I too believe in God, but never felt the fair the concept of past karma. That life is based on your past karma. Interesting. See, the thing is, with Robert Adams and what he teaches, he says that once you begin to identify with the witness, there is no karma. You go beyond that. And to be honest, when I was thinking about it, the thing that I was just talking about regulating the nervous system, when you're not regulated when you don't have a regulated nervous system, you are privy to the effects of karma. Okay? Because in a situation, let me think about how I want to word this. Okay, with my client that I had, he had a belief that the world is full of rude people. He watches the news, right? So he was like asking me like, "Oh, do you think people are increasingly rude?" And I said, "No, I think people are lovely. People are amazing, okay? Everybody's great." But his belief was that people are rude. So what did he experience? He experienced not just once, but sometimes is what he said, people being rude to him. And that to me, when I heard that, I was like, that's really weird because why is it happening occasionally to you? It's weird for it to happen so many times. For me anyway, because I don't hold that belief. Like I said, my belief is people are great. People are wonderful. Because he held that belief, and then when someone was rude to him, he reacted. He didn't just sit with the feeling, sit with the emotion, feel it, and try to let it go in that way. He reacted to it, which means he repeated this karmic loop. So let's say someone's rude to you. Wait, what does this look like? Okay, I'm just gonna draw backwards. Someone's rude to you. Okay. This is skills. Oh my god. Whoops. Whoopsies. Okay, wait. D would be that way. Okay. Rude. Okay. Someone's rude to you and you... Oh, it's actually easier if I do it this way. You react. Then what do you experience? You experience more rudeness. Okay? Someone's rude, you react, more rudeness. Someone's rude, you react, more rudeness. This is the cycle of karma. Until you heal your nervous system, you decide to sit with it, and you no longer respond. I mean, you no longer react. Okay? You feel. Okay, wait. Feel. You feel it. And then what happens is the whole cycle is diminished. You don't feel it again. You gave attention to that feeling, that pain that you felt, and then it goes. Does that make sense? The temporary nature of our lives. It's hard to talk about. Am I behind? Okay, no, I'm not that behind. Okay, cool. It's hard to talk about God in. Oh shit. It's hard to talk about God, lol, because when we say everything is God, and then we're trying to explain that it's all the. That is so true, Vebav. That is so true. I cannot put it better myself when all there exists is God. Exactly. Indeed, it is, Priya. Priya loves to draw. I used to actually love to draw. Priya wanted to be an artist. Did I? Jeez. Everybody knows Priya more than Priya, huh? That makes sense. Hello. Hi, Harmanji. Artists don't want to be Priya. In my darkest days, I prayed to God, and He said, "Do not worry, know this, I am with you, and I will always be with you." I love that, Michael. React. Jeez. React. Damn. All of a sudden, an interesting angle. Thank you, Tristan. React. Okay. Wow. I'm just trying to like process that. So if you react, you are reacting out. You are acting out the thing again. Of course, it will continue. What is insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result, right? So when we react, we're being insane because we react expecting a different result. I'm gonna write that down. That's genius. Thank you so much. Oh. I would say I'm stealing it, but I am you, so I'm not stealing it. Okay. React. All right. That's a new one from me. You believe in Sikhism or are you Christian? I love the teachings of Sikhism. I love some things from, quotes from the Bible, I guess, that Jesus said, but I don't identify with the religion because I don't identify with things because the person who is this I that is identifying, it is Priya, right? It is Priya, the finite story, the temporary story, okay? And I like to constantly be in that mindset of, okay, I am the observer, I am the infinite, I am the infinite. Does that make sense? Have I read Gurbani? I have read Gurbani in English, so Romanized English, and I love it. I love Gurbani. I can't read Punjabi yet. Soon come. Nice sweatshirt. Thank you. I just, honestly, I have this thing of just wearing like jumpers and stuff. Now it's cold. It just feels so nice and cozy. Yeah, I've never written it before. Okay. Hey, things are just flowing out of you, VJ. Pushpendra, you pick up like so. Okay. Since then I've been I know you're not Christian. Durga Babu. I cannot speak Telugu. Not yet. Maybe I'll learn at some point. Can I speak Hindi? Yes, I can speak Hindi. I was telling everybody, I keep telling everybody how funny it was that yesterday I was trying to explain and show off in Hindi about how someone didn't know that I wasn't fluent in Hindi. So this guy was from Mumbai and he started speaking to me in Hindi and I responded in Hindi, and then later I told him that I'm actually Punjabi and Punjabi is my like I can speak Punjabi fluently. and better than I do Hindi. And then he said, oh, I didn't realize. I wouldn't have known. And I was trying to show off with that story while speaking in Hindi on live. And then some guy was like, oh my God, please, Hindi mat bolo, mujhe sharm aa rahi hai. Like, please don't speak Hindi. I'm embarrassed. Because I just said it in the worst Hindi possible. And it was really funny. Yeah. Hey, Venomous, you started live again. Yes, I'm trying to poison a few people with the truth. How old am I? How young am I? And what is my how old is Priya and what is her educational qualification? You would like my biodata? Am I being signed up for a marriage like a marriage website or something? I'm not educated and I am 50. No, I'm kidding. I'm 28 years young. Have I watched a movie called OG? I have not. Can I speak Spanish? Sí, un poquito. Un poquito, poquito. She's gonna heal the world soon. Hey, if I can heal. The thing is, this whole healing thing, like I was in it, you know, like this whole self-development, heal yourself thing, heal your journey thing, and I get that. But when you think of it, like that's a very Western thing, okay? But an Eastern thing would be you're not broken. You don't need to heal yourself because it is the temporary story, the temporary identity, the small you that feels broken, that feels like it needs fixing. Maybe you can just bypass that when you realize that that's not even who you are. Like the God within you is already whole. It doesn't need healing. And you constantly just live from that space. Does that make sense? Definitely between 25 to 30. She's 16. Wow, I look 16. Interesting. I do not believe in the Institute of Marriage, no, so I guess we can't get married. Where are you from and how did you get this accent from being an Indian? I live in England. So that's why. Oh, you're really beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. The agenda of this live chat today. So it started off with this quote that I really, really like called, "Be still and know that I am God." And I guess it kind of ties in with what I just spoke about, right? About you don't need to do anything. You don't need to awaken. First of all, you can't awaken through the mind. You can't be enlightened through the mind. To know God is to go beyond the mind. God is not a product of the mind. Like yesterday, you know, consciousness is not a product of the mind. God is consciousness and God is not from the mind. Come on now. I love Indian music, food, and the people who love life and give everyone their love and support. Oh, cute, Michael. Have you ever performed in a film? I have not, no. There's an institution of marriage. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, I think marriage is called an institution, which is really interesting, right? You know, let me look at the etymology of institution. I don't know if you guys are into etymology, but the English language is a language full of spells of institution. I love breaking them down. For example, like good morning, it's morning, right? Like why would you start your day with that like that? Hey Greg, good to see I've joined when the accent questions are being asked. Ugh, as always, I love it. People are curious, you know. What made you feel like doing a YouTube live? What's the purpose of just a casual killing time killing activity? I don't need to kill time. I have plenty to do. You're the next queen of the UK. I don't know about that. The live next to you is spewing religious hate. In that case, how would you connect with God, or how would you sense the presence of God? You can sense the presence of God when you become... Okay, look, there is a silence within you, okay? Silence and ecstasy and bliss are your true nature. So Be still. Do less. Less is more. Less is everything. Just sit for a moment. Don't listen to anything. Don't watch anything. Shut this live off, okay? Don't read anything. Don't be on the phone. Just sit. The more time you can give to yourself and just be with yourself, like Verbov said earlier, right, about how when you meditate, you realize that you get triggered and nothing even needs to be happening to you because your nervous system gets triggered, and then you realize it's all in your thoughts. Right? Like Byron Katie's work. Byron Katie, a lady who was severely depressed, she found out that her thoughts were causing her suffering. So when you can be aware of them, you understand who you are, who you've been being for this whole time. You understand why you've experienced the things you've experienced in your life. After awakening, I never met someone fully awakened. I think it's an interesting experience to feel to me. Oh, hey, Igor. Did you just enter the chat? Were you already? Yeah, you just entered. I think it's interesting experience the feel to meet itself through 2 points that are fully aware, fully present, fully understand each other. Wow. Wow. Bye, Chad. Thank you for joining. Fine, Venomous, take care. When is the next live at Asper Indian time? Is this a fixed time? No, there is no fixed time. I go with the flow. I don't plan things. Just whatever God wants to speak through me. Just something. I don't know about that. You're already enlightened, you know? Please, what are you into? What is your domain? Are you a pastor? I am not a pastor, no. No. The thing is, I don't like the idea of having to label myself and put myself in a box, but I understand that sometimes people need that to understand what I do, right? And originally I used to identify as a life coach. I still do that. I still life coach, but it's not something that I want to be. Like I veer more towards like teaching and sharing. I don't know what you want to call that, but I like learning and sharing the wisdom that I have learned. And if you align with it, that's wonderful. If it can help your life, then I love that for you. If you don't align with it, that's also okay, you know? I'm not aggressive in my you must do it. You must get it. You must love me. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. Couldn't be more true. It's an inner understanding leading to a deeper awareness of yourself. Exactly. You know the quote, know thyself. I used to think that it was, okay, Priya, know thyself. Like, what do you like? What do you not like? I just jumped. That was funny. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? It goes beyond that. It's know thyself as God. Be still and know that I am God. I feel like I'm gonna get that tattooed on me. I just love it. I'm thinking on my leg. Yeah, maybe we'll see. So just by sitting and meditating, what suffice to connect with God? How to find the purpose of life in this pursuit? Okay, Harish, see, I love that you worded it like that. Just by doing this, we'll find God. Yes, you see. We think that it has to be really difficult. We are flabbergasted when we realize that it's actually far more simpler than anything we've ever done before. You know, yeah, it's that simple. Just sit. Just be aware of yourself. Be aware of your beingness. Who are you beyond language and memory? I mean, if you really think about it, there isn't a purpose in life. There's just to be. Don't tell me you're a pastor. I hate these idiots. I only believe in religion. They only believe in... No. I am definitely not a pastor. Come on now. Do I seem like a pastor? No tattoo. Yeah, I love tattoos precisely. And hey, if there is more room for more tattoos. Oh, there's plenty of room for more tattoos. You're not God, Priya. Priya isn't God, but who Priya really is God. Have you figured out the purpose of your life, or have you come to the terms of whether whatever you're doing currently are being done appropriately. See, look, I used to think that the purpose of my life was to help people, to do something like this, right? To coach people. I'm a life coach, right? I'm a whatever, a teacher, whatever. To spread wisdom, try to attend to whatever. But that's not my purpose. Because that may be Priya's purpose in this lifetime. That may be Priya's mission, to show people the light, show people their true potential, show people who they are. But it depends who you're asking. Are you asking Priya, or are you asking consciousness? My true reality? Because that has no purpose. It's just being. It's just expressing itself. It just wants to have fun. Yes, definitely need to a sip of water. Thank you, I'm godly. Always looking out for me, eh? She's a goddess. You're only in a abode for God to reside in. There is only oneness, right? Vijay, would you agree? If there's only oneness, then I am God. Good night. It's 1:22 in the morning here in Australia. I've enjoyed watching you. I love you all. I'm not a holy person, but I believe in love and happiness and believe in God people. Thank you so much, Michael, for joining. And good night. I hope you sleep well. I find it difficult to believe people are honest with the words of God. I don't believe anyone when it comes to the words of God, and I don't know why I listen to you now. You know, I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate your honesty, and I also understand why you feel like that. I get that. There are many people here placed to disillusion you, you know? But you don't have to believe me. I'm not here to impose my opinions upon anybody. The thing is, what I realized is where do people send you? Like, when you go to listen to someone about God, what are they doing? Are they saying, oh, come to me, I'm the source through which you can attain a relationship with God? I'm the middleman, so to speak. Or do they just show you that it's you who can get to God through you, through yourself? I think that's a distinction that I like to make. Hi, everybody who just joined. What time did you wake up today? Are you still in the 5 a.m. club? I was in the 11 a.m. club today. Really needed a lion. I love that, Greg. Hey, it's not about discipline. It's about devotion, right? And discipline, I used to be in the 5 a.m. club. I used to be very, you know, I have to do this. I have to do this. I must do this. Otherwise, it makes me feel like crap about myself. I don't feel good enough. But now I'm in a place of devotion where I want to. So I'm not in the 5 a.m. club, but I am in the 5:30 a.m. club. At the moment, I'm trying to get to the 5 a.m. club. I probably will be next week. Oh yeah, maybe earlier than that. I'm trying to get into, okay, that's a lie. I'm trying to get into like the 4 a.m. club, maybe. We'll see. But of course, every day is different, right? And that's going with the feminine flow, right? That's just the natural flow of life. How do you feel? Does your nervous system need a lion? Does your body need rest? Teachers are God in Hinduism. That means you're a God for me. That's so sweet, Vinay. When did you achieve the confidence or understanding that you have consumed or retained enough wisdom to share and help others with what you have seen or experienced in your tenure so far? Thank you for that question. When did you achieve the confidence? Well, the thing is, look, I did a coaching like course once, right? I started doing it, and it was teaching you how to become like a coach, make money from it, whatever. And what they said, look, you don't need to be at the top of the mountain. You just need to be one step ahead of the person behind you. I'm not at the top of the mountain. I don't have to be at the top of the mountain to help other people. People come to me and they will ask me for my opinion and my advice or my wisdom, and they'll stick around because they see that I have something that aligns with them. And if it doesn't align with them, then they're you know, of course they're more than welcome to go. So it works like that. Like, if you come to me and you feel like, wow, you know, she has wisdom and it feels true in my heart, then they stay. So it's subjective whether you think that I'm qualified to be giving wisdom That's a choice that you have to make. Sikh means teaching, yes. Sikh means learning, right? Oh, Sikh means to learn, right? Like a Sikh, they're always learning. There is God within you, Priya. You are the creation, much like anyone else. About oneness, can you tell us some more? Okay, so yeah, Vijay, thank you for that question. There is oneness. There is only one thing that exists. We are a projection of God, of oneness, of consciousness. Like I keep saying, think about it. The projector. When you go to a cinema, there is a projector. There is one projector, yet it produces many projections. It produces many characters. It produces many things, many objects. But it all comes from one, right? That is like life. It's almost like a simulation. See, the thing is, I say that, but within that, I am being, it's, what's the word for it? It's a paradox. Life is a paradox. It's difficult to understand it through the mind. I'm trying my best. The 5:30 a.m. club is still the 5 a.m. club. Only milkmen and farmers are in the 5 a.m. club. I think you'll be surprised. See, in Sikhism, Greg, when you've taken the Amrit, which means that you are like the equivalent of baptized in Sikhism, they recommend that you wake up from 2 till 4 to meditate. It's called the Amrit Vela, because it's a really effective time to meditate at that time. So yeah, people wake up at like 4 a.m. They start doing their nitnem, which is doing their prayers, and they start their day at that time. So I'm trying to get into it. Hi, Ashok. Where am I from in India? I am Punjabi, but I don't live in India. I live in England. Damn, you're beautiful. Thank you so much. Mankind is a stupid species. Interesting. How would you promote yourself regarding the amount of wisdom you have? You have attained in some particular aspect of your life. What is the particular aspect that you have mastered? I have mastered nothing. See, an intelligent person knows that the more that they know, an intelligent person knows that they don't know anything. So I haven't mastered anything. I'm still very young. I don't know if I ever will. Priya, I don't know if Priya ever will, you know? It's about, Harish, it's about attracting people to you. People are naturally attracted to you and they want to hear from you. You know, because they align with you. They align with the way that you communicate your message. They align with the things you say. They align with your experiences that you share. They align with the stories that you tell. And they can learn from you. We all learn in different ways, right? Some people are visual learners. Some people learn are auditory learners. Some people are spatial learners, right? They have to get hands-on. So maybe some people are Priya learners. They learn from Priya. It works like that, I think. Lol, what's that username? Priya Rani fan number 2, quite descriptive. Self-explanatory. It is indeed. What's the difference between consciousness and unconsciousness? Can you explain? I don't. Consciousness. Okay, it would be something that I'd research and ask ChatGPT myself. Okay, I can try, but I don't know if it's the right or wrong answer. Okay, so consciousness is who we are. It's an awareness, right? It's a state, it's a beingness that pervades the whole of the universe. Everything is conscious. Trees, rocks, plants, humans. Everything is conscious. It has an awareness to it. It has a sense of aliveness to it. Unconsciousness. So unconsciousness, I would say, veers into if the unconscious, is that what you're referring to? So almost like the shadow side of people, the things that we don't give attention to, that we are not consciously aware of. So that would be, for example, with myself, I had a really dark shadow side. You know, I wasn't aware of the fact that I used to be passive aggressive, that I was a codependent, and that meant that I harbored a lot of resentment and anger, and that I, well, to be honest, I knew I was a people pleaser. I liked people treating me like shit. because that was what my nervous system was accustomed to. That was what it was familiar with, right? That's why you're a people pleaser. People pleasing people get treated like crap because they're people pleasers and they don't feel like they deserve any more. Does that make sense? And am I teaching Advaita philosophy? Yes, it would be classes Advaita, yeah. Some sects of Buddhism teach waking up at 2 a.m. for meditation too. Oh, nice. Okay. Hey, it's a Brahma Muhurta, right? Is it wrong to be someone's fan? It's not wrong to be anything. You be what you want to be. What are you trying to get into? I'm not trying to get into anything. Into your heart? Do you think you're capable of really changing someone? And I see in you, you can do it. I don't want to change people. That would be very audacious for me to do. Because that would kind of go into the hero complex, which is, it is a paradox. It is ironic. And I am a hypocrite because I come on here wanting to help people, and that would require for them to change. But I can't make anybody do anything they don't want to do. You can come here and you can listen to me, and it's up to you whether you are inspired by what I say to then go create change in your life. So I have done nothing other than inspire you, right? And we're getting inspiration from loads of things at all times. I've kept my name as a fan of Priya because YouTube let me keep it. I'm back again. Hey Moise, I believe Chad has deeply fallen in love with someone. This week my practice slipped a bit because I've been so busy at work. Last night I gave that some attention. I woke up feeling refreshed and more determined. I love that for you. I love that for you. The best feeling is to wake up feeling refreshed, right? Is Biriya Rani fan to Chad? Hands down, I'm in love with your perspective and eloquence. Speaking skills. I'm loving the way you are reading my text, even. I'm loving the I'm loving the very way of your life really presence in this chat. Thank you, Harish. I appreciate you. Smart girl. Thank you. Hi, Ashutosh. I was trying to understand your areas of expertise to shoot some more questions. That's okay. Of course, go ahead. I like questions. I love questions. They really get me thinking, you know? I'm not inspired by you, to be frank. I just want to mess here for some time. Hey, Moise, I respect the honesty, honestly. I respect the honesty. I respect the authenticity. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about Moise and what Moise just said, okay? See, if I was insecure and I was dependent on other people's validation, I would be offended by that. Old me probably would have been offended, like, oh my god, why? Like, he's not even inspired by me? Why? Like, everybody should be inspired by me in this chat. Like, what am I even doing here? Am I even good enough? Can you guys just give me a second? I need to go get the charger, okay? Okay, just give me a second. Oh, Toddy. Whoops. Okay. Toddy. Why are you stuck? Please come unstuck. Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay. All right. Okay. Hi. Oh, okay. All right. Just give me a second. Now I need to balance this because I don't want to bend the charger. Now I need to find things to balance this on. This is going to be too big. All right, time to get the books out. Does anyone want to see what books I have? Okay, The Split Difference. It's a really good book. When God Was a Woman. Oh my god, I've actually been meaning to read this. You know, it turned out that was actually the wrong book. Okay, I'll stop waffling now. Oi, Toddy. Okay. Okay, more books required? Yes, one more. A thin one. Okay. There we go. What leads the people ahead? What are the triggers behind? I'm Morally from Vijay Vada AP. Where's AP? I don't know what that is. What leads people ahead? What do you mean? What are the triggers behind? I don't know. Everybody has different triggers, right? Am I from Mumbai? Nope. Punjab? Priya and Ronnie, fan number 2. I love, yeah. Look at you stating your boundaries in such a wonderful, mature way. What are my areas of expertise? What's your educational background, aspirations in life? What is my area of expertise? I don't know. I guess you'll have to figure that one out. What's my educational background? I started my BA and I dropped out because it just wasn't for me anymore. What are my aspirations in life? To be present. I just think it's stupid to talk too much and worry. You just need to work hard, solve the issues with your life, and get rid of your insecurities. Interesting. Hello, gentle woman. Chad is life. Chad lives. Woo! Do it's alright, Priya. Thanks, VJ. VJ's out here regulating my nervous system for me. To be frank, never read a book in my life other than school, med school books. Don't care. I just work hard. Okay. Moise is very authentic, right? He doesn't really care about being liked, is what it seems like, right? He just like he just said, he said, I'm not inspired by you, Priya. I'm just here to like spend, you know, kill time, I guess, and then to disappear. And that is him expressing his wholeness. He is expressing himself authentically. He's not trying to get me to like him. He's not trying to get anybody to like him. He's just being himself. And like I said, if I was insecure, I could have taken offense to that and been like, oh my God, what? He doesn't like me. Let me just end this chat now. I'm done. But quite the opposite. I'm quite inspired by him. I love that. I love that openness. I love that confidence to be able to just be like, yeah, this is what it is. I don't really care, you know? I'm not going to pretend that I'm interested or whatever. And there's a reason why authenticity is the highest vibration, because authenticity is just allowing life to flow through you, allowing life to flow through you in that moment, taking the real-time data from the present moment that's given to you and then expressing that outwards, not being like, oh, you know, years ago I used to accept this. For example, let me give you an example. I'm godly. See you. Thank you so much for your help. I appreciate you. Okay, there was a point where I stopped smoking cigarettes, okay? I had stopped, so that was no longer part of my identity. And then I was with someone that I was helping. He was blind, pretty much nearly blind, right? Not partially, like more than that, blind. And I was like guiding him for work. And then he said, oh, do you mind if I smoke? And old Priya was like, oh yeah, of course, sure. Yeah, like I'm sure like that. Sure, you can smoke. But I'm standing right next to him. I'm holding him, right? And we're walking. And then he's smoking. And then I didn't like it. I was like, I don't want to be near this. I don't want to be near smoke. Yes, I used to smoke, but that's not me anymore. I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the fumes, you know? And in that moment, I realized that I can take data from the present moment. I could have asked myself, Priya, do you smoke? Do you think you'll like this right now? Do you think you'd be comfortable with the fumes? And if I had asked myself that, I wouldn't have been in that situation where that person is smoking next to me and I feel very uncomfortable and I can't even let them go. I have to stand right next to him. So that is why being in the present moment and allowing life to, like, you know, just flow through you and responding to that data rather than data from years ago. Because what happens is when you are stuck in your thoughts, you're thinking from the past, right? Or you're thinking about the future. You're not really in the now. Have I watched Punjabi movies? I have. I love Punjabi movies. They're so funny. They're hilarious. I would say Binod Tilo is like one of my favorite actors. Binod Tilo, B.N. Sharma, Googie. I've seen Googie. I saw him on a flight from India back to England. Biria. Why? Oh, you keep spelling my name wrong. Biria. Biria. I have a good question. Is King's University good? Like, is the repo good? I guess it is. I don't know. I've not been. I could not give you a answer. I actually wanted to go to King's, but it just didn't work out. I see you, but don't you want to see the people you are talking to? That's an interesting question. Do I want to see the people I'm talking to? I've never really thought about it in that way. I think sometimes, as in, like, would I want to be on, let's say, like a Zoom call with all of you, being able to see your face? That would be quite interesting, actually. But I don't know. That's an interesting question. How did you win the battle of quitting smoking? I think I just grew out of it. So I would smoke more. So it was at university that I would smoke, right? It would be when you're going clubbing, drinking, etc. Then you're smoking because it feels good. Then it translated to just smoking. So I learned. I was very impressionable. I used to watch Sex and the City, and in that series, Carrie, the main character, she would smoke cigarette every time she would feel stressed. Just any time, to be honest. Welcome, Latrix. Bonjour, bonjour. Ça va? And then, yeah, so then I picked up this, like, subconsciously that, oh, okay, if you're stressed, you should smoke. So then one day I just told my sister I want to smoke because she used to smoke. So I just like, please give me a cigarette, have cigarettes ready for me. And I sat and smoked for I smoked like 5 cigarettes from one go, you know? And then, yeah. So I kind of just grew out of it. I changed the environment that I was in. And then, yeah. And I wasn't really drinking as much. I'd smoke if I was drinking, but then I just stopped drinking altogether. But I actually stopped smoking way before that. It just didn't feel good to me anymore. I just need to run to the bathroom. I'll be back. What are you doing? Are you gonna have to shower? No, I'm still alive. That's fine. I need to shower, okay? Oh, I feel like I'm running around and getting hot. Okay. Drinking cup of water. Yes, I forgot just when the but like, yeah, I can't remember his name, but he's very funny as well. Ça va bien? Or is it comme ci comme ça? I don't know, I still don't speak French. Well, ça va bien would be I am good if you're feeling good, and comme ci comme ça would be je suis très bien. Where is everybody from? Yeah, UK. Okay. Nice. What's your most favorite Punjabi movie? I would say Family 420. The one with Binodillo and I don't know the other people. Yeah, that was very, very funny. Watched it so many times. And then also Munde UK there. That was funny. Is this the hide and seek stream? I guess it's oh, I missed your question. Sorry, Vaibhav. Oh, okay. Do you think manifestation is you aligning with the god and asking for things which were anyways going to happen, or you actually make things happen which weren't supposed to? Interesting. What an interesting question. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Who's to say, right? Sorry. Maybe if you find out, you can tell me. Yeah, Mrs. Mrs. B. Let me share some more notes. Oh, Greg, you missed it. We were talking about the nervous system and how regulating the nervous system is super important. I have posted videos about this on my TikTok. So if you guys don't follow me on TikTok, just to get, if you ever want to have just like quick, fast, short form content and see my face there, then my TikTok is the same as my YouTube. Yes, the one in which Dilo dresses as a woman. He's just hilarious as a woman. I just love him so much. Do I believe luck exists? I believe that if you believe you're lucky, you're lucky. If you believe you're unlucky, you're unlucky. Yeah, I believe everybody is lucky, naturally lucky. Life loves you. Life wants the best for you. You just stand in the way. You know, you just need to get out of your own way. Manifestation is the reflection of your own thoughts. Happy Danteras. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Someone said that to me earlier as well, and I'm not sure what it is. Is it something? Because obviously Diwali is in a few days, right? In 2 days, in a day. Your views on current trends of having multiple partners and having too many body counts, does it really affect spirituality side of an individual? Well, everything affects you, right? So when we talk about spirituality, what I mean by your spirituality, it's about your energy, right? Your life force energy and how things affect that and how you're using it to attract the things that you want in your life. So everything affects everything. So you having multiple partners will affect your spirituality, and having too many sexual partners will affect your spirituality. It depends on the person. It's very subjective. Am I Bengali? I am not. TikTok is banned here. Oh yeah, TikTok is banned. VPN it. Okay, I'll watch the bits on nervous system when you repost this live. Okay. Life loves when you work hard. The universal gods become fortunate. Yeah, I think life favors like he says, what's his name? Robin Sharma says in the 5 a.m. club, right? Life favors people. I've made so many notes on the 5 a.m. club. Let me get it out. Life favors. Okay. Nature notices your effortful actions and then goes ahead and replies to your faithful commitment with a series of unanticipated wins. The flow of life rewards positive action and punishes hesitation. Sharing love is not a big problem. The fact that we exist is way beyond luck, I think. The chances of becoming a conscious human on this planet are infinity to 1. Exactly. That's so true. That's so true when you put it like that. We're lucky to even have a life, right? I think having too much partners destroys your soul and your energy. I get that. I get that. I completely get that. It just kind of distracts you from yourself, I think this journey, it's important to be connected to your inner world, and relationships are important. I don't know. I feel like recently I'm just realizing, I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. It's not something I'm ready to talk about yet, I don't think. Talent fails when it does not work hard. Interesting. See, work hard, I think, insinuates struggling. But of course, I think there is some sort of struggle that is needed, right? Struggle would be going out of your comfort zone. I get that. You should write a book, Priya. I did start writing a book, but I just couldn't see it through. I don't know. I think when the time is right, maybe I will. But I think the more I learn, the more I'm like, I don't even think that there's a need. I don't know. I think you get it or you get it. Love you. I love you too. When you're with someone, if it's just sexual encounter for you, for one, you're dragging yourself to animal level consciousness. That's very, very true. Very true. You're just stuck in your lower chakras, right? In your lower nature. You need to bring that energy up to the heart. Do you think life is fair? Because why does people have more talent than others and stuff? I think this whole concept of life, is life fair? I think we need to get rid of it. What does that even mean? Is life fair? You know, I think it brings a sense of entitlement that I should get that, they get that, why can't I get that? But you don't know. You may not see why you don't have that certain thing that someone else does. Everybody has natural talents, whether you see it or not. One isn't better than the other. They're just different. Working hard doesn't mean you have to have any kind of talent. That's also true. Do you think there's a spiritual connection with your ancestors and you can feel them talk to you? You know, this is actually interesting that you say this, because it's something that I have been thinking about. You know, I've kind of made attempts to connect with my ancestors, but I don't know. I didn't feel it anything from my heart. I don't know if I wasn't doing it right. I don't know if it's maybe not the right time, but I've heard people speak about it and that it really helps them. I don't know. It depends. It depends. When you're in this world, like, these things are okay, you know. It's like Robert Adams' teachings. He's like, there's nothing to do, there's nothing to learn, there's no books to read. There's the person who keeps running from one thing to another to try and get something is in the most trouble of them all. And I realized that used to be me. I would be after every book, after every course, after every podcast, trying to find. And what I'm realizing now is that the most important thing I can do is just be at one and be still and know that I'm God. Hey, Baby Yoda, 1717, working easy makes you talented, I guess. Priya, be real with this one. Do you ever feel that there are literally demons walking beside us on Earth with us? I may feel paranoid, but I feel some people just have bad intentions about you. Okay, I've never felt like there are demons walking beside me on Earth. I don't really think about it. And everything is oneness, okay? Bring it back to that. Remind yourself, everything is oneness. So the demons are just God. And that sounds crazy to people. Oh my God, what, you're comparing God to demons? But sorry, I missed. Why does it feel like the brightness is lower? Do people have bad intentions for you? They may. That's their business, you know? Mind your own. Protect your energy. And also just envision them not having that. If you believe that, they will have that. If you have these beliefs, it will manifest for you. Tell me about the book. Okay, the book was, you know, I'll have to share it with you guys. I'll have to share it with you. I'll have to find it. I don't even know where it is. Oh, actually, wait. I have written a book. Oh my God. How did I forget? I wrote a short book. I wrote an ebook. Let me know if you guys want the link to it and I'll send it to you. Yeah, I wrote a book about how to like be motivated in life. You can tell it by looking at them. See, I would just avoid those kinds of people. If we are talking about most talented people end up average because they slack off just because they're talented. Interesting. Well, if there is nothing to do, why are we all here? Just to have experiences, I guess. My ambition is to make people happy, make brighter days for people, and I am beginning to see you as a partner. I see it in your eyes. I don't know if my thoughts are wrong. Are they? A partner like what? Like a business partner? Like a coaching? Like a what? Like a romantic partner? You don't need me for that. You can do that yourself, right? Demons is in people with bad intentions, not people with right ones. Okay. See, the thing is, Chad, people are doing the best that they can with what they know. That is it. And they can only act at the level of consciousness at which they're at. If it doesn't align with you, stay away from them, right? Lest we sit there and worry about these things. Do you know Telugu? You look like a Telugu person. I do not. Give me that link. Oh, you want to say? Okay, you want to? Okay. Okay. Oh God. You know what I'll do? Okay. My latest YouTube video. It's from a while ago. I'll put the link on there. Okay, or I'll put it in my bio, and then you guys can check it out. Link, please. Oh, you guys are cute. Do you know Telugu? You look like... I'm not Telugu, no. Tell me something about your best and worst childhood memory. Jeez. We're really getting into the childhood now, are we? Okay. One of my best childhood memories, I don't know why it was so wonderful, but it was... I was in primary school, and then it was... We were going to break up for holidays, I believe. I was in year 3 or 4. And my dad came in, and he brought my little sister, who was just a baby at the time. She was about like 3 or 4. And then he brought in fruit, he brought in sweets and things like that. And this was during class, so he brought it in, I think maybe just before the school day had ended. He brought them in, and then the teacher called him in, and he was allowed to bring them into you know, the class. And then everybody, you know, I don't know, everybody just like laughing. It was really like a really sweet experience. Like, I think my sister was doing something and my dad was saying something, and it was really funny. And I remember everybody just laughing, and I remember just having this like immense joy in my heart. I guess I was feeling proud. I was like, yes, that's my dad. I don't know what it was. I don't know. It was like, yes, he did this. I don't know. There was something about it that was really cool. That made me really happy. And the worst memory, I don't know if I want to get into this. I don't know. I can't think right now. Oh god, my eyes are getting watery. Tell me about your childhood. Everybody, if anyone wants to share. When we drag consciousness to lower levels, it's like going deep underwater and trying to become comfortable. When we choose body over soul, we start falling on the wrong side of things, wrong side of cycle. That's very true. Because the body's not the totality of who we are, right? Telugu guys, look at my marriage. Do you miss Punjab sometimes? Do you sometimes miss Punjab? You know, I do. I do. So I only lived there till I was the age of 3. So it's not like I feel like I'm missing out, like it was home and it's no longer home. But saying that, when I do go back, I honestly, the first time I went back, I loved it. I love India. I loved everything about it. What are my best plans for the future? I don't have any. Now about the best and worst teenage memory. Oh, the best and worst teenage memory. No. Teenage memory. You're really making me think. I don't know. You tell me yours. As an Indian person, my childhood was just studying. That's so sad. That's actually so sad. Honestly, the school, like I was discussing this with Greg. He was telling me about like his kids and like school and stuff, and I was thinking, oh my god, no. School, god no. God no. No. And it's torture. A child, like being in that era of your life, right, where you're meant to be joyous and creative, and you're so open and you're so vulnerable and you're so curious and you're so excited and full of ecstasy, and then to force you to go to an institution where you are you know, you're bonded, you're in bondage, you can't talk when you want, you can't laugh as much as you want, you can't do anything. Like, I would, if I was voted for PM, I would have abolished school. You don't even learn. Like, it's so static, it's so clinical, it's like a prison. School is made for you to end up in prison or to end up employed like a slave, to go into slavery, basically. Because how can learning even happen like that? This is such an awkward way to like what do I need to let go in my life? I think I need to let go planning, scripting my life, expecting it to be a certain way, rehearsing situations, rehearsing conversations. What about you, Theo? She's still a teen. She is. Now look into your future and tell us how you want your future to be. Jesus Christ, Himanshu. I don't know. I don't have a like that would be me planning. That would be me scripting my life, right? And I don't feel the need to. What's an ideal man for you? Oh my god. Oh god. I feel like that's gonna be such a long answer. Num 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 num. Mm, what would be an ideal man for you? Well, I feel like that would change. I guess right now it would be someone who's see, I used to think that I wanted someone exactly like me. That I wanted someone I have a piece of hair in my hair that I'm playing with, it's not just random. That I wanted someone exactly like me who was into the same things, who was basically a male version of me. But I'm realizing that I don't want that. I wanted someone who's like a yin and yang, someone who's the yang to my yin. So I guess like a divine masculine man who's like emotionally intelligent and present and conscious and loving and kind and giving and um takes responsibility for his actions, is accountable, funny, playful, things like that. Sorry, I took it in the. Wait, am I behind? Oh, I'm trying. Okay, like ow, something hit my foot. Like I said, schools are indoctrination into a system, rules, and all kids must be the same, no individuality, etc. Exactly. It's very masculine, right? It's a very masculine, like, it's about A to B. You must recall. It's a factory producing people who will conform. Exactly. Just going with the flow. Can you please tell us more about the Robert Adams book, please? Okay. We are free to hear. Okay, let me just make you part of it. Okay, so Robert Adams, oh, I have my notes. Okay, so Robert Adams really goes into the idea of there is nothing to do, there is nothing to awaken, because there is nothing asleep. Priya may be asleep, right? But Priya doesn't actually exist. Priya isn't real. Priya is just a figment of consciousness's imagination. And consciousness at its true form is nothing. Nothing exists. Nothing is to be done. You don't need to meditate. You don't need to read. You don't need to do anything because that is the nature of consciousness. It's nothingness. Just be. He says, don't plan. Let me get the notes up. And then so I can. I was actually making notes today. Okay, so he says, when you truly learn what love, humility, and compassion is, the ego dissolves into the heart. Humility. What is humility? Humility is that there's no need to change anything. Everything is perfect as it is. Nothing to correct. This goes for the world. We sit here and we want to we sit here and we want to change the world. We want to bring peace. We want to go into it and do this and create this. But he says there's nothing to do. And if there's nothing to do, why did he write the book? I'm not trying to be clever. I mean, I want to understand. I appreciate, yeah, of course, I get it. It's kind of confusing. The way see, Greg, he didn't actually write the book. He gave a sermon and someone transcribed that into a book that we can read. But even when he's speaking, he's like, I don't even know why I'm here. I don't even know why I'm teaching. I don't even know why I'm talking. There's no need to do any of these things. I think, I don't know if I'll be fully able to encapsulate what he's trying to say. I think it would be, I can send you I'll send you like where he's actually saying it, where he's speaking, because I found the exact thing that he's speaking that's written in the book. And maybe if you want to listen to it, you can listen to it and then see what you think. And I think it will make better sense then, because it's the way he's spoken it, I just can't encapsulate it. I don't want to do it any injustice, Okay. School is masculine in the way that it's masculine energy, right? It's not about creativity. It's not about flow. It's not about looking at any of these things. It's about discipline. It's strictness. It's rigidity, right? This is the path, from A to B. This is the only way. Even when people are given an opportunity to break free from bondage, many of them go for it. Yeah, they do. People are so... That's very true, Vebov. People don't want to take responsibility for themselves, you know. People want to be led. Is there a large difference between what women want and what they say? Yeah, I think so. Because we, as women, are told that, like, I was never able to voice what I wanted. Because I didn't feel like it was important enough. Because it was never valued when I was younger. It was always my parents' way or the highway. So, you know, I didn't even know, I wasn't in touch with myself to understand what I wanted, what I desired, what I was feeling, until now, where I'm reconnecting to that. Yeah, a bit like Osho's books. Some writers don't write because they want to bring change. Dostoevsky wrote because he was a gambler and to buy his basic necessities. Wow, I love that. But I'm all right, pretty good to go. Sorry, my sister's in Scotland 5 years. Journey, I was so cooked anyways. Oh, Latrix, thank you so much for tuning in. Now you can truly speak. Why are my teeth shining as snow? I'm not sure. But yeah, I am going to call it a day. I appreciate everybody for being here. I have enjoyed it thoroughly. I appreciate your presence. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. I love you. Goodbye. Oh, okay. And also, I'll put the link to the book in one of my recent... why does everybody care so much about me? It's so sweet. I'll drink some water. Don't worry, guys. But thank you. Thank you so much for joining in. Goodbye. I'll put the link in my video. Oh, God. Okay. Bye.